morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody on Zoom. My name is McKenna. I think most of you guys know that, but I've gotten a lot of inquiries about Canva just because we've had so much change as far as the enterprise goes, and Canva has developed a lot since it first came out. So I actually don't, I think it came out in like 2011, 2012, somewhere in there, but it's been out for a really long time and it's developed so far that Canva just kept coming out with new features. It first started out as a really easy design tool, but soon they became where you do all of your marketing. And so the goal for today, I'll click here, is is to have a clear understanding of how to use and navigate the basic features of Canva. And that includes just knowing, increasing your knowledge of Canva and how to navigate it, how to easily create professional graphics, even if though you guys aren't professional graphic designers, you don't have to be to make things really look professional, and also just save time through shortcuts and tips. I think there's so many things that I'm not going to go over today. It'll probably be in another class that make just Canva easy overall, especially with AI, which we'll do a little bit of that today. Generally, I just wanted to share that there are a few things that make marketing simple, and this is for within Canva and with everything you do in your real estate career. Is one, consistency matters. That's what gets results. So if you're not consistent with what you're doing in your marketing, even if you spend all day on Canva, make really cool designs, make a really cool video, put all these graphics in there, and you don't do anything with it, it doesn't really matter. And so you have to be really consistent with getting to the finishing product, which I'll even share at the end. So that is, for anything you do, it's relevant to be consistent. Second thing is a clear message beats the fancy design. So this might have a lot of features you can use and designs and elements you can make pretty, but make it concise. Less words on graphics and things that you put out there is more digestible. When you have big paragraphs and newspaper lengths, usually people read those if it's interesting, like a book. But if it's not something that's maybe that interesting or they don't know it's that great, they want to see something clear and concise, bullet pointed, make it fast, make it quick so I can get what I need out of it. So just keeping that in mind when you're creating, make it a clear message. It doesn't need to be, all 10 elements in there. So, and the last thing is that people don't need more tools, they need a system. When you're using Canva, this will eliminate a lot of other things you might be using right now, or you're using Canva, but maybe not the most efficiently. So again, having a time and date and being organized wins the day. So when you're using Canva and you're doing your marketing, making sure you're setting aside the time and how long you want to work on it, because that's the goal today. Is also to not have your whole day be marketing, but to have your power hour of marketing, if that, so you can get your results faster and you can stay consistent with your marketing overall. I just also want to go over what Canva is and what it isn't. So Canva is a design shortcut. Like I said, it's not for graphic designers. It's for a simple person who's just trying to, support their real estate career, a side hobby, make a baby shower post, make a wedding program. It's really a cool tool for all facets of life, and that's what people have been using it for. It's template based, so you're not making it from scratch. You're using templates that other professional designers around the world have created for you. And it's also just a time saver. Like I said, the goal is so that you're not trying to be a designer, but that you're using designs to make it look like you're a designer. What it is not is it's a replacement for clarity. So it's not like to make it like a design that you thought you can make, but it's really just use the templates and that's what you're going to get. The other thing is the magic button is it's not going to be I click and it creates. There is some work you have to put into it. So, but it's small components that you have to add into which we'll go through today. So there is, however, I will say some magic buttons with the enterprise thing of just click and create a flyer, which we can talk about after the class. But a magic button is there still are elements to know for Canva to make it easier to use it. But it's not like you just go in there and it's just done for you. This is what this class is for, is to have skills and knowledge of how to use it easier. And it does not have a requirement to be creative. Like I said, a lot of people, they're in real estate, but they're not marketers. And that's why I like to tell people you didn't choose real estate to be a marketer, but staying in real estate means choosing to market yourself. And so that is really staying consistent and choosing to market yourself so you can maintain top of mind awareness with your clients, with your past clients, with new people in the field, with your network of professionals. You really do have to market yourself. Even though you're not a marketer, Canva, this kind of tool, Canva, and the new AIs that have come out make it so much easier to market yourself and be a professional, even if you're not this designer, even if you don't have a full marketing team. Canva makes it so much easier to really fulfill that market yourself statement. So today's agenda is we're just going to go over basics, logging in, making an account if you don't have one, and then we're going to go through a live demo so you guys will kind of see how I navigate the homepage, and then we're going to go through a hands-on making 4 different designs, just using whatever you can on your own Canva, and it doesn't have to be exactly what I choose, but I do have some designs I'm just going to choose and use as examples. And then I just want to go through editing basics. So when you're in a design and you're navigating through a canvas, you can kind of see what to click on where, and that it will apply to all kinds of designs. And some shortcuts that I think people think are really fascinating that, yeah, I think they're fun. And then just some takeaways and key action items that you guys can be implementing today with your business, and hopefully, again, staying consistent with your Canva use and all of your marketing. So one, getting started, you're going to log in and create a Canva account. If you guys have your laptops today, yeah, you guys can go navigate to that. If you do have multiple accounts, I just was talking to Ramona. Some of you have logged in with the enterprise account. You've signed up for that, which is awesome. You do have to toggle between the team you're on. So in the bottom left corner, you'll see that your profile is there. But if you select on your profile, you'll see you have an account. And then right below that, you'll see you have a team. And so if you have signed up for enterprise, but you're confused as to why you can't access the enterprise, it's probably because you need to toggle between the enterprise and your current personal account. So we can talk about that later. We'll have time after the class too to ask questions and get that, but just for clarity, homepage, and you'll see in the middle here, there's options at the top. These are shortcuts to making quick designs. And then on the left-hand side over here, now in this image, you also see the tabs of different tools that you can navigate. Okay, so navigating tools. I'm going to do a little demo here, just showing you guys what's on the home page. But there is the search bar. You have templates that you can access, your recent designs, the brand hub, and brand hub is a pro user feature. So just keep that in mind. If you see a little crown, which we'll talk about later, you'll see that. Yeah, come on.
I already had an account while that I've been using that. How do I integrate it to get all the JLS templates onto this?
Yeah, there's a link to sign up for the subscription, because basically if you already have a pro account that you're using prior to enterprise, you just change it to the enterprise account by updating the subscription, and then that's what lets you get access to the brand templates. So it's a link I just sent from Ramona, so I can send it to you. But so it'll change what you see on your homepage. But you can take your designs that you recently made and put it into but I will send that link to anybody who wants to sign up afterwards, just because it kind of depends on what you want to use Canva for. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to click into this live demo. Oh, let's see. So if we go on Zoom, I'm just going to fill that out. I want to see everything. See if it's. Can everyone on Zoom see what I'm seeing? A chance?
Yes.
Okay, good. This is the Canva homepage. So what you'll see here is you'll see the homepage. Mine does say John Scott because I am with the enterprise account. So this is the search bar. This is where you can search your recent designs, which you'll see down here. So when I said recent, this is the section where you'll see the most recent thing you clicked on and edited will be right here. If you're searching for anything within your recent designs, your folders, or any uploads, this is where you'd search in this search bar. You also see a second little button here called templates. templates switch over not to just John F. Scott templates, but this switches over to all global templates. So this is where you can search any kind of template from anywhere. Not your templates, just all templates everywhere. And then the third button that just was added last year is Canva AI. And this kind of looks similar to what you've called ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, all those AI GPTs. It kind of looks the same because this is where Canva integrates with all those and brings it to a design element. So you can be searching in there for to create anything, which we will do. Over here on the signs, on the left-hand side, you'll see a few things. You'll see your create button. So if you click create, it'll ask you what things you want to create. And it'll give you a variety of options. You can even choose a custom size or upload your own image, your own PDF, your own Word document. You can upload a lot of different kinds of files to Canva. This is also the same as the bottom buttons here. So if you can kind of see, I'll zoom out just a little bit. You kind of see that there's all these buttons right here, and I'll look to the right a little bit. These are all the same options you get here as when you click create in the top left corner. All the same options here. And when you toggle between them, you'll see the different kinds of designs. When you hover over them, they'll give you the dimensions they are. These are just different templates that you can start with, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be template ready. They're just the sizes usually. And if you're on enterprise, you will see that there is a section for brand templates, depending on what category you're in. So if I'm in social media and I have access to this, I'll see brand templates, and my brand templates will pop up right below here. But if I keep scrolling, I'll see general templates to whatever I'm searching to. So that's just the quick shortcut to hear what these mean and what this on the left-hand side means for create. Clicking the home page, that just reroutes you to the main home page that we're currently on. Projects on your left-hand side, this is where you can keep your recents and you can create folders. So what I've done is I will have folders for different designs or categories. So like I keep everyone's headshots in a folder. Every broker has their own folder with their name and designs in there. A way you could utilize this is keeping your listings or your open houses or your buyers, whatever you want, as folders, just like you'd utilize on your computer with File Explorer. You can categorize your own files in Canva. It really does help organize your designs because you can find them quickly without having to search all your recent designs. Because that's something that people kind of get stuck with is, I can't find this. I made it a few months ago, but I don't remember the name of it, or you didn't name it, so you can't really find it. So it's a really great way to make it easier for you to find past designs in your templates. Put them in a folder and name them a folder that you know. As you scroll down to, you also just see past designs, templates if you have a brand kit that you're a part of, images that you've uploaded, and videos that you've uploaded. And I think at the very, very bottom, there's also, there's a lot of videos. So yeah, and then you can also collapse these to get through them faster as well. So that little button right there collapses and opens whatever section you're in, like that. Moving down to templates. So like I said, at the home page, we clicked create and it showed us all those different kinds of designs you could make on the home page and on the left-hand side. If you click templates, it'll bring you here to your templates page. So this is the shortcut it's taking you to. It's the same thing as clicking templates here. And I'll go back to being in projects. I want you to see the transition. I click templates here. It's just taking me to templates on my homepage. So that's where you'll search all templates globally for anything. This is a pro feature, but I do want to go over this because a lot of people have gotten pro because Canva, I really do think is worth it to have it. So if you do have a brand that you paid for in your pro account, you will see your brand name here and then your brand templates. So if you created templates that you've kept and they would be here in your brand templates. If you're in an enterprise account, you'll see the brand templates at the top right here. So when you click on it, you'll find all different templates. You can categorize by folders or moving it to folders. The owner is categories, which is kind of helpful, especially looking for what kind of item you want, and then when you've modified it last. The other thing is you can also, on this right corner, in any view, you can change how you view it. So you can either make it by box, kind of like a file explorer. You can either view it as an image or you can view it as a file type. And then down here, you'll see the different the different logos, the colors, the fonts, brand voice if it's applied, photos as far as what's in what they've uploaded or what you want to upload, graphics, icons, and charts. So these are things you have to add. If you have your own, you can add your own in there for your own brand. If you're using John L. Scott, these are where the John L. Scott ones would be accessed. And then so Canva AI is the last big thing that I want to show you guys, because that's same thing, just how I put templates. Canva AI, it just selects on the homepage the same little button there. So just how templates goes to this button, Canva AI goes to that button. And we'll go over what Canva AI does. And the last thing is more down here. So Canva has thousands and thousands of apps that you can use. And I encourage you guys to kind of search them, utilize them, and if you find any cool ones, share with me what they are. These apps are, I mean, I'll show you just even a little preview of them. There's a bunch of different things that you can find in Canva that are all included in your subscription to Canva. Some you have to have accounts that you pay for outside of Canva if it's like a integration type deal, but the majority are just really cool apps that I can't even go over right now because there's just too many of them. They're really cool. But one that I will say that is a one to utilize is the Google Maps app. So if you ever want to just put a map in a design or make something look like you digitally, you can actually create a Google Map, use Google Maps, find the address, and use it in a design. So it's a fun way to make it look like you actually found the spot and put it on a flyer, put in a brochure. It's just a cool way, or you could upload addresses in there and put in Google Maps. Pretty cool feature, but just one out of the thousands of apps that Canva has. I'm gonna jump back here. So yeah, that's just an overview of just the homepage, how to navigate the search bars, the new Canva AI and templates category. So I want you guys, we're gonna follow along, create your own, and this will be going over a couple things. So we're gonna go over flyers, social media posts, video/reels, the difference between how to create those two, and presentations. I will say there's a bunch of different things you can do with Canva as far as, you can see the list of items there. You can use Canva for email template campaigns, graphs, websites to show your buyer or seller or clients at an open house. It's a really fun way to make something make it look pretty. And then print, you can use it for flyers, postcards, feature cards, any kind of print material, brochure that you want to print out, or just something that looks nice. It's one print material. You can make it in Canva, 100%. I make signs in Canva all the time too. I just made my first new construction sign. That's like a massive sign, half the size of this wall, and it looks great, but I signed in Canva. And then lastly, everything's social. So Canva is known to have animated graphics and elements that you can incorporate and download, and I'll show you guys how to download those and what files to use. But posts, videos, stories, all in Canva. There's no other resource that you really should use besides it because it just has everything. So we're gonna jump into a demo, and I want to use Canva AI today. Canva AI is really cool. And I do want to show that you can hyperlink buttons in Canva. So if I click on the arrow there, it's going to take me to canva.com. It's kind of a fun feature that you can do in there. All right, so for everybody on Zoom too, if you want to just open up another page or just follow my voice, we're going to go through creating a flyer first. I'm going to pull up my notes here. Okay. So, okay, so first we're gonna do a flyer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm at the home page and I click Canva AI. Everybody there? Most people there, okay, so Canva AI. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search real estate flyer for my open house. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna think, and it's gonna say, okay, I'm gonna brainstorm some things, it's gonna think about some elements to make. Just like any AI that you've used in the past, it's gonna use it. But the cool thing about Canva is it's not specifically for information and data, it's for design. And that's why when this came out, it's like, wow, I've been trying to make these kinds of flyers with AI, but it didn't really understand what I was going for, or the handouts I want aren't that nice of handouts. So Canva, they're meant to do design. So I kind of see that they generated a couple different things. They generated more, I would say this looks more like a flyer as far as that goes. And then I'll say, okay, I want to apply my brand kit. So this is a cool feature as far as if you have the enterprise or your own pro account with your own colors, you can actually apply the colors and fonts immediately to that flyer. I'm going to choose my John L. Scott brand kit, click submit. So now it's thinking, okay, you want to use this for your flyer, for your open house. Now I'm going to apply it. So it's going to apply anything I uploaded before. And just to save time, I'm going to go back out and find the one I already did. Okay, so this is the one I did earlier. It gave me a design. I liked this design. I wanted it to add my colors and layout. So it added this, which I really like this design. So I'll probably use this one. And then something else I added is I said, I love it, but I want a matching presentation for my seller consultation. This is going to include slides about what services I have to offer and why I stand out. So I made my flyer for my open house, but I want something to match that piece that I just made. I made it, but then again, I haven't edited it yet, so don't download exactly that flyer, but these are the templates we're creating. A flyer, and now I want a presentation. So I said, I want, this will include slides about what services I have to offer and why I stand out. Great, just to make sure this is what you want. And it asked me what kind of style I wanted, the audience I wanted, and the length. So I chose minimalist, I chose professional, and I chose 5 to 15 pages. And it populated, so it said, it gave me like the outline of, I'll show you the outline here, of slides. So it said, do these slides look good? And I said, yep, and I clicked generate design. And then it created the presentation. So not just one presentation. If I hover over it, it created 4 presentations, I believe, of different ideas for the presentation I could choose. And it's using, this is the John L. Scott font, and these are John L. Scott colors. So incorporated the brand kit I have set up, plus matched it to the flyer I just already created. So it's kind of a fast way to, even from an open house flyer, take the elements you had and create them. Now the other item I wanted to show is, so down here, when I created, so did anyone create one successfully? An open house flyer? So if you created one, you can actually select the little edit, and let's see, you can actually select things that you want to edit within that if you didn't like it. But if you just want to click and select and create it, you just click right on it, and you can use it in Canva editor. So I can click there and it's going to jump me over to a flyer. So for this demo too, I also want to show off the feature. This kind of looks long to me. It looks like it's not going to fit on a piece of paper. And that's just because I'm looking at it. Yeah, it just looks a little long. So something you can do, and you'll notice it has a little crown next to it, is called resize. And this is a pro feature, but again, most of you have pro. And what you can do in here is actually search the size that you want to remake this to. So I'm going to click print because this is going to be a printed flyer. And I don't see it off the top of my head, so I'm just going to search. Oh no, it's right here. Flyer portrait. I want it to be 8.5 by 11 to make sure I can print it within my office or send it to somebody in the office to print. So I'm gonna click print, or I'm gonna click flyer, and then I'm gonna click resize this design. If you're nervous about getting it right, you can also click copy and resize, but resize this design. And now it's thinking, it's gonna take this page and resize it. So it just resized it to 8.5 by 11. You can kind of see it changed just a little bit, but not too much, but there's a little bit of white on the sides. So the next elements I want to show as we jump into this is I want to show you guys how to utilize this left-hand side to make this design complete. So first off is I'm just gonna go back here real quick. To this, oops, this element right there. Okay. All right, so. And I'll go through the other two because we've had, this is a flyer. I'll show you the presentation. I'll show you the social media post and the video. A lot of what I'm going to show you now applies to the presentations, the videos, and the social media templates because Canva doesn't change its editing tools based off what you're using. It's always the same. The drag and drop is always the same. The uploads are always the same. How to download it is always the same. It's just knowing how to do that. So
Can you go back to the slide before with the steps?
I'll show that one after we go. Yeah, I'll show you that. I'll put that one up after we're done. So what you'll see here is you'll see the design that we created using Canva AI, and I need to update the items on here. So what I will notice is I need photos. So I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab, let's see. Actually, I'll just use a general one. So if these are not my photos, I'm gonna go to my uploads because that is where I will most likely get my photos for my listing or for the open house. How that works is if you're in your uploads and you have a photo, I'm just gonna grab this and bring it over here. So let's say you're in the MLS. I go to Eric. I think they just put the new construction on here. I'm gonna go to my listing. This should all look familiar to you. And I want to use this front photo for my open house. I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna right click and click copy. I'm gonna go back to my flyer design. You'll notice anything that I hover over and haven't clicked on is purple. You guys notice that there's a purple outline? That's because it's getting ready to click on whatever that object is. So if it's purple around the entire outline of the canvas, that's the entire flyer. So I'm going to click the entire flyer, and you'll notice the top, this bar is pulled up because it's saying I just clicked the whole flyer. I activated that entire piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste my image.
Yeah.
Now you'll see over here what's happening at the same time is this little bubble turned blue and uploaded my image. So you'll see the image is kind of floating here, but I don't want it to stay right here. So something you can do is you can click and drag it over to an image already there. If for some reason your template or that previous image is not dragging and dropping there,
Yeah.
you can actually just undo that. You can actually delete this photo, clicking the little trash can or clicking delete or backspace. And you can click your photo and drag it over manually as well, if you want it into a certain place. So clicking and dragging and dropping is how you're going to get anything from your uploads over to your flyer. Now let's say you're creating your flyer, but you just want to use a random photo for like your first time homebuyer class. If you scroll down on your left-hand side, you'll see this is where the uploads are. We just were there. If you scroll down, you'll see photos. And if you don't see photos, it's probably because it's in your apps, but you'll click on your photos. Does anyone not see photos? If they scroll down on the left-hand side, there should be a photos button. If you click photos, you can also search anything like whatever the image is, and same principle as the last. If you have any images or videos, you just click, drag, and drop into that square Or if there's nothing there, I'm just gonna delete this, act like there's nothing there. If there's nothing there, you can click and drag there still and drop it, but be careful because if I drop it here, it's gonna become the whole background. So how I avoid doing that is I'm just gonna click it and it's gonna pop right into my Canva. I just clicked right onto the photo and it popped right in there. And now I can manipulate it and move it around. You will see how that image is purple. Now I can shrink it. I can make it smaller. It's not like Publisher, how it would squish an image or stretch an image. It just changes what the image looks like right then and there. If you're wondering, well, that image is really small, I want it to be big like this one. Something you can do is if your image is selected, the purple outline is selected on that specific image, you double click and you're gonna get this crop prompt. So crop means it's saying, do you want to crop this image and make it smaller? Or do you want to expand what's inside the box already? So now I've expanded it. I'm gonna click done. Now it's much closer. The house grew because I double clicked on that image and I expanded that image within the box. So you can kind of see how it's shadowed because that's no longer within the frame. This is what's in the frame and this is what's going to show on my flyer. And if I'm like, well, I want it to move over to the right a little bit, I have to click inside the image to drag it over so I can look at a different part of the house and click done. So just a little tool to maneuver a flyer if you are having issues with, let's say, like I know a lot of people struggle with the flyer shows like the middle to the top of the house because it's a really big image and you need it to go up or down so there's not just sky and then the top of the house. That's how you would move the house image in a flyer is you double click within it and move it up so you don't have all the sky. Even on this one, like if I was in this one and I double click and I want to move it over to the left a little bit so you see more of the tree line, that's how I would do that because I double click inside and move it over to where I want it to be. So for information, as far as text goes, just like I said, I'm hovering over to click on the text box I want. To edit the text, you can just double click to get your text ready to go and type in whatever you'd like. And then if, you know, that's going to be for all text within a flyer. Down here, it brought John L. Scott, but it should be, you know, your name and your information. So you might go in here, add your email, add your phone number, add your website. And if you have your logo, if you have a logo or something like it that you want to put into your flyer, that's really easy to upload. All you have to do is go back to your uploads on the left-hand side, click on uploads and upload your file here. So you just click upload files and it'll pop up. You choose your image, click open or enter, and it'll come up in your files. If you are a pro user and you have the brand kit, you can also upload your logo into there as well. But this is also just an easy way to use your files and drag and drop your logos really easily. So once I get all my images, my text updated, what I'll do is I now want to download it. I want it to become a flyer that I just shoot and print out to our front desk admins, or I'm going to do it myself. Or I'm going to send to a print shop, one of those. I'm going to click share in the right corner and I'll get a few options. There's a lot of things going on here, but the most important thing is to know how to download it. Because that's just what you're going to do to get to the end goal. So this button right here is download. You'll see a little circle with a line and an arrow. Once you click download, you'll see a few different file types. You'll see JPEG, PNG, PDF standard, PDF print, SFG, MP4 video, GIF, and this is PowerPoint, is the abbreviation for PowerPoint. For flyers, and we're going to go through what kinds you do for what types of files later too. For this, I'm going to click PDF, best for printing, because this is the flyer that I'm going to print. I want to make sure I select anything else. No, I have nothing else I need to select in there, and I click download. I will say, if you have and so it should download, it should just pop up like you're saving it, and boom, save my flyer. That flyer is done, and I can now send it to whoever to get that completed. If you have multiple flyers, so I'm just gonna duplicate this page. It's a little button at the top of the canvas. I'm gonna duplicate that page. And now when I click share and I click download, it's gonna ask me, oops, I'm gonna go to PDF for printing. It's gonna ask me to select my pages. So this is something to be mindful of when you're downloading a PDF or images, is you have to put the drop down to select what page you're actually wanting to make the PDF or make the image. If you select both of these, it'll be on one PDF together. If you don't want them on the same PDF, you need to unselect the one you don't want and only download that one and click done. If you have an image that so let's say this was a social media post. If this is a JPEG and I chose, and these were both selected, and you click download, what will happen is you're going to get a compressed zip file. And so some people have seen that. They'll see a little file that downloads. See, it says compressed zip folder. That means that it took 2 images, put it into a folder, and in order to get those, you have to extract it. I know it kind of sounds like, whoa, it's a lot of stuff, but to avoid that, just select the one you want, and then you won't get this whole compressed zipped folder thing. That gets more difficult. So again, share, download, and then get the one image or the one PDF folder or flyer that you want to use and download it. I'm gonna go back to my presentation. So go back to okay. So again, just the editing basics that we use is one, we had to go over the designs and how to navigate which ones you wanted to use, which template you wanted, and we used Canva AI to create that flyer and to create that presentation. 2, you can edit your headline text. So that's using either a text box or the templates that you prior to opening the canvas you found. You can update your colors at the top bar. So you'll see at the top of your canvas, you'll see that little green circle right here. That's actually the color that you can edit whatever is selected. So within the purple, whatever is selected, that is what you are changing in that bar. If it's a text box and you have it selected, that is what this little circle is going to change. And if it says A next to it, like in Publisher, like in any Microsoft programs, it stands for text. I'm going to show you that really quick. If I click here on Open House, this A stands for text color. So keep that in mind. If I want to change the text color, that's how I would choose it. If I'm choosing an object, like the flyer background, I will not see an A because it's not a text box. And then for swapping photos, like I said, you click and drag to swap any photos. This is for your presentations, for your flyers, for your videos. Click and drag. It doesn't matter if it is a video or not. The video is also the same. So if you shot a video and you uploaded it to Canva, just by clicking upload files, same, click and drag, or just click it and it will automatically input into that page. And then adjusting spacing. That was how we use the corners and the sides of a image or of the text box. You just, again, it's not like Publisher where it's going to squish or stretch it. It will just literally change the literal size of whatever that image or the text box is. And then we also went over how to download and save it. So again, right corner, you click download, and we'll also talk about what kind of files to go over just to make sure.
I always have a hard time with the borders of the things overlapping into the borders of the other things, which makes me think I'm just not swapping correctly.
Like the images will overlap text or images over image.
And then I try and line them up, but it's like, then I'm just visually lining them up, so there's a high probability it comes out off.
Yeah. So she was saying that sometimes when she's in a document and you're saying, so like, let's say this was here. Are you
Yeah.
saying it looks like that?
Yeah,
So, I mean, a easy way to avoid that is one, if you, I would just like, well, you can click and move the object that's already there. But to make it align, you kind of see that when I'm holding it, there's these lines that pop up
Mhm.
and those kind of help with alignment. If you are struggling with, okay, now I've got my numbers or like, let's say this happens, or your numbers are behind something because you put an image, I would click and move it, or what you can do is you can write, or you can use these three dots and help bring it, let's see, I think it's layer. So there's layers on a canvas. If you click layer, you can actually hover over that and click bring forward. So now my numbers and all that text is now in front of what I was covering. So now it's like, oh, there it is. Well, that kind of looks cool. Or I'm going to click and drag it back to where it was so that these don't interfere with each other. If you're having more issues with objects overlapping, I would just make sure that when you're selecting the object, like this green box is selected, not the image, that I would maybe make some space there to define what borders are there. And if your border goes off the page, you will not see it too. Another common thing that was in PowerPoint and in Microsoft, PowerPoint and Publisher, was you would see the image go off the page, but in Canva, they don't do that because they don't want you to see something that's not there. So that's why you'll see the box over here floating. This is more of the image. It's just not on the flyer. So,
Why would you not resize it and you just move it?
you can, but
That's what I
you
would
just
do.
want, yeah, you can do that too. It's really up to whatever, however you're trying to shape it on the
I
flyer.
actually didn't know that you can just move it like that.
Yeah, you can move it off to the left if you're just like, I want just that window showing. But if you want it to come this way and you don't like the extra space, you can always just click and drag it and align it to the left side of the page. But now if I move it, there's no more house. I did eliminate that. It's basically a fast crop tool. It just
Okay.
crops it immediately. Or you shrink it and you expand it. Does that make sense, Amanda, as far as getting at the overlapping components?
yeah, mostly.
Yeah, so I think a part of that too is just what the design looks like, excuse me, and then what elements you're using as well. So, like I said, a good rhythm to find is picking a template. So going to your Canva AI or just going to the general templates and searching up whatever you want, whatever it is. If it's real estate flyer, real estate social media post, real estate video, whatever it is, find your template. You can use one of your past templates as well, or just find a new one. You can duplicate it, which I'll show you guys how to do that. It's three little dots in the right corner, and I'll show you that visually what that looks like to duplicate it. Swap out your text and images. So a practical way I would see this working as is I'd take my open house flyer for the weekend. I would make a copy. I already filled out all of my information at the bottom with my face, my name, my email, my number. I'm going to duplicate that for this coming weekend because I have a new open house. I would swap out the images for that open house. I would swap out the text with that new address and that new bed, bath, square footage. And then I would download that PDF and I would print it out and make my open house flyer. If it was an image, I would duplicate, I would find my template from previous Just Sold open house posts, get the one from the office here. I would duplicate it, update my address for the open house. I would update any text on there if I have the address and the time of my open house. And then I would download it as a JPEG for my social media.
Once you've got your enterprise account set up, like when you're doing these flyers and you apply your brand, is it automatically gonna put your name and your email instead of real estate team at happy team?
No, you have to do it the first time. The very first time you enter into any of the templates, you have to enter in your name, email, phone number, those kind of things. But once you do it once, that's it.
Per template.
Per template. So I would do your flyer, and this is another thing. Just do one. Just do one flyer, one social media post. What we're trying to do is stay consistent. And we're trying to post and try to keep a brand. So use your flyer, use your one post, use your reel template, and just switch out the designs. Just switch out what that property is, what that client review post is. Keep the same review post, keep the same look, just switch out the information. That's the goal, so it looks consistent. I'll show you even, let's see, on here, well, we could go with the action, so, yeah. That's the goal, is keeping it consistent. So I did want to go over really quick about the difference between the pro versus the free. All those thousands of templates I said, those are all accessible to free. You can search and find them. What you will notice is this little crown in the top right corner. That means it's a pro flyer or a pro video template or something with a pro feature. Like when you see Brand Hub, you'll see crown because it's a pro feature or using the brand kit and the Brand Hub. You can upload your own photos on free. You can download all these kinds of file types, PNG, JPEG, PDF, and you can create unlimited designs, however many you want. But with Pro, you can do those items, plus you get your own brand kit, which access to the John L. Scott one if you have it. You can add the background remover. So if you've ever seen an image of a person, if you took a picture of me right now, you'd see that there's a black wall and a TV. But if you click background remover, it eliminates the whole background and it's just me. It's just the outline of me and my person. A really cool feature that they came out a couple years ago that they only have as a pro feature because it's so cool. Magic resize, like we resize that flyer. I did mention that's a pro feature to make a flyer that might be big and or yeah, just the wrong shape and then shrink it to the 8.5 by 11. That is a pro feature, but resizing designs a super fast way to just make something fit. And then premium photos, there's photos and videos that are only accessible by Pro. Again, $20, it's like a good meal a month. I think it's a really good investment as far as what you can use with Canva and what you're investing in for your business to stay a marketer within real estate. So just to recap and make it what simple is you got one headline on your flyer, you have one image to maybe a couple images depending on what you're promoting. If it is a house and you're using a brochure, probably 8 or 9 images because that's what they want to see is this house. A call to action. So what do I do because I've seen this information? If I see something on social media, do I just see a quote and go past it? Is that my goal? Is my goal if I post what is your home worth as a social graphic for them to click the link in my bio? What is the goal? What do you want them to do? And then white space is your friend. I put that on there because, like I said earlier, clear and concise is what is digestible. When we have too many words and too many things going on, you get confused. The consumer doesn't know what to look at. If I see a bunch of things going on and taglines and more images and big text and small text that's just everywhere, I don't know what to look at because there's too much going on. So keep it clear and concise, and white space is whatever is around an object. So if you're looking at this screen, my white space is all that green. It's going to be this section. It's going to be the divider between my text right here and here. It's going to be the space I have around this image right here. That's the white space. So making sure there's space around the text that you're putting into your images, or your presentations, or your social media graphics. Save the words for the caption. That's kind of what I say. Save the words for the caption if you are putting it on social media. If you're doing words on a flyer, I love bullet points. I read bullet points a lot faster than I do reading marketing remarks. I know we have marketing remarks in the MLS, but if you can make it fast with bullet points, make it bullet points and use your AI tools to do that too. And if you're using anything outside of real estate too, just bullet point. It makes us read it faster. Yeah, someone online?
I have a question.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily need to like go through them and show, but more of like, just is it possible? Is can you upload a PDF and have it create a template or at least allow you to edit something? Can you give the Canva AI details? Say like if I got sales copy and exact information from chat, could I just put that all into Canva and it can give me the postcard with the graphic and have the copy, or is it not that advanced? And then last but not least, do we have the ability to do QR codes at the enterprise level?
Okay, yeah. So the first question he's talking about is you're asking if you create a prompt in ChatGPT or AI and you come over to Canva AI, you're asking if it will create that whatever it is with the information, correct?
Correct.
I would say yo, because I think some of the elements do carry over, and some of them you have to, I would use from ChatGPT and put it into there. So copy and paste it into the
Mm,
design that it gives me. So sometimes it talks really well. If you upload a file to your chat AI or Canva AI, it will communicate it really clearly. It'll put all your slides together for your presentation or your flyer or your social media posts, and it will do that. I will say Canva is a beta. It's a beta, meaning it's developing right now because it
mm.
came out last year. So I would say try it, see what comes of it when you do something in ChatGPT as far as getting information. When you translate it to Canva, I can't promise it, but it has worked for me and it has not worked for me. So I think that is the beta version of how Canva is taking data and information and making it pretty. Because that's the goal, is Canva wants it to look nice. It wants to look professional and like a professional designer made it. So that's my first answer for that. And my second answer is yes, QR codes are accessible for pro accounts and up. So and enterprise is the same as pro. The only difference is you get additional John Scott branded templates instead of just what's on Canva.
Got it. And then
Yeah.
what about the like if I had a PDF of like old postcards that I had that I liked, could I upload that and would it create a template from that, essentially from that design?
Yeah, if you're in Canva and you want to upload a PDF or a Word document or past presentation, you can actually click upload right here. It'll be a little cloud with the arrow going up. Click upload media, and you can actually upload that PDF, that Word document, that PowerPoint presentation, and then Canva takes it and it tries its best to make it into whatever it was before. Actually, yesterday I told somebody, or last week I told somebody who had a PDF that they couldn't edit. They said, somebody sent me a flyer. It's a PDF and I can't click on anything to edit it. And I don't have Adobe PDF editor. And I told him to upload it to Canva and see if he could change the price, and he could. So what Canva does is it takes your PDF, if you upload it to here, to this upload file area, it will actually create it like it is a Canva template, if that makes sense. So if you already have a template, it's a PDF. I would try to upload it as a PDF in Canva, and it will become a live canvas.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. I will say the only thing with that is if you get a file from somebody and it doesn't work, it's probably because there's this fancy thing called flattening a PDF or flattening an image. So in simple terms, there's layers to a design, you know, your text, your images, your font, your whatever is on your flyer or your social media post or your video. Those are all layers. And so they're all stacked on top of each other. And when you flatten it, it becomes one. So you can't take each component from there. So if anyone runs into trouble with the PDF, that's probably why. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna go back to the very end of our presentation here. I just want to share some quick editing tips, shortcuts and tips. So like I said, I would explain the 3 dots in a design when you're in your recent designs. At the home page, you'll see a button at the top right corner. When you hover over, you'd be hovering over the design. And you click the 3 little dots in the right corner, you'll see these prompts here. This is how you would make a copy or duplicate that design to reuse it if you want to, use it again for a different kind of material. This is how you would move it to your folder. So you'll see the same icon, that little folder. Is it saying move this to a folder so you could better organize your materials, putting it into your flyer templates, or if it's moving it to that house, you have a house that you folder that you named that property, moving it to that specific properties folder. Your download option, you can do a quick download. It's the same options as before. It's just a quick download from that item from your recent designs. Your share option, you can actually share it with another person or to actually manipulate that link. So you can get a link and then share it with a person, or you can click copy link and it will copy that link so you can send it to somebody to look at, which is kind of cool. That's a lot of you guys actually use that with me. If you're like, McKenna, look at this. I say, send me the link. So copy the link and send it over to me. And then the other thing is you can also just delete it. If you never want to see that design again, just delete it, move to trash. Other cool tips and tricks that I want to share with you guys. This looks like a lot, but this will be recorded so you can go back and look at these. These are just easy, fast things that I use on Canva to do things. So I use my keyboard a lot. I use Control-Z to undo a design. I use Control-C and Control-V to copy and paste. I use Control-Alt, and by control, I mean like the little CTRL button on your computer. In Canva, they have specific shortcuts. So if you're selected on a canvas design, you can actually click T and you'll create a text box really quickly. If you click C, it's a circle. R is a square. L is a line that appears. If you ever want to delete something really quickly that's selected within the purple borders, you can actually just click delete or backspace to get rid of it. And Control Enter is actually how you create a new page within your design. So just some quick little things. Another thing I mentioned is if you have something you want to move just a little bit, like if it's a photo on your flyer and you just want to move it just a little bit up or down, you can actually click on whatever image it is. And if I just click up, it's just moving it just a little bit. Just so if you don't want to click and drag it. Just another little shortcut as far as what's helpful. And then show the next one. Like I said, if you don't know what to download something as, this is another good tool or tip to know, is if you're using it for a flyer, a postcard, feature card, door hangers, open house invites, brochure, signage, anything that's print material, you're always going to use print for PDF print, best for printing, or PDF standard, best for documents and emailing. The difference is something that might be printed, you would always do print because it wants to do print quality. If it's something you're just going to share online, but as a PDF standard would be your option. For social media posts, stories, graphics for your website, plain images or logos, you'll use PNG or JPEG. Those are just images. It's not a PDF, which is something you print out. Image is something you see on social media. And MP4 video, that's going to be obviously your social media videos, your reels, your animated stories, your audios, your B-roll videos, and anything that moves, any motion graphics. And then I added the last 3 at the bottom because you're rarely going to use them. But SVG, that's just a graphic designer file type. GIF is, if you've ever seen a GIF, a GIF, it's like a looping video of something. That's how you can create your own on here. And converting presentations. So if you want to convert it to a PowerPoint, that's how you would download it at that file type. And this is something I actually made within ChatGPT. I just thought it was kind of cool, but it's a little, all those shortcuts in one. I asked it to make me a shortcut of all Canva, go with the keys of all the Canva shortcuts and show me bubbles, and it created it, which is kind of cool. but it's a cool thing I want to share. So the goal for today was to have a clear understanding of how to use and navigate the basic features of Canva, the home page, what you can use inside of Canva, and then also just knowing how to download and manipulate any materials you make. So again, we created a Canva design. You've been able to edit it, whether that's move it around the images, the text messages, or whatever it was. Utilize Canva AI. We created an open house flyer using that. Again, Quasi, you can use it for literally anything to create. As far as making it with the content, that's kind of in the beta version of it. So let me know how it goes as you guys are using it. Save it as a template, download it as either a JPEG, PNG, PDF, or MP4, and understand how to post it. So those are the goals today, is just knowing how to navigate that when you're within a design, depending on what kind of design it is, and just be a better user at Canva. We're probably going to have another one just on Canva AI, because AI is the new way to go. So we'll have our own session about that coming up soon, so we can go through how to use that better and how to save more time, because that's the goal. That's the goal. I don't have a date for that one yet, but I do know that it's going to be the tool to use if you're using Canva overall. So I know it's a lot. This is a recorded session, and I'm in the office 9 to 5 every day. So if you guys have any questions or want to go through anything one-on-one about Canva and just getting set up so you can use it on your own, you can let me know and we can get together and talk about it. So any general questions with Canva that you guys were?
Sending those slides or no?
Yeah, I'll send these out with like the recap video.
The bronze.
Yeah, of course. So I can we'll put this in the slide deck that will go out as a PDF. I'll download this as a PDF and send it out to you guys so you guys can see all the information. And is there any other questions as far as how you use or didn't use something?
For posting it, like to social media or whatever. Can we actually go from Canva to social, or we download it and then upload it?
Two things. One, if you want to do that, you would download it and upload it directly to your social media, or you can use like Facebook. If you have your Facebook account with your business, you can attach it there and upload it through the Meta Business Suite. If you're using only Canva and you have a pro account,
I think you can.
there is a content scheduler within here. Let's see. I don't know if it's actually going to do it from here, because this is not a graphic. It'll actually be in here somewhere. I'll have
There is an option, but it is for Instagram.
Yeah,
You
there is.
can link your
So
social
yeah, in your share, you'll see a calendar, which I don't know if it's gonna be on here, because this is not a social media post, but you'll find it under here as a content calendar, and you can schedule it straight to your social media. It's actually called Content Planner. So if you click on Content Planner on your homepage, this is where you can schedule it out. But if you're
Oh, wow.
in so you can click different items here. But if you're in a design, I'm gonna find a social media post. If I had a social media post that I wanted to share, I'm just gonna quickly add something really quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I click share. Let's see if I can find it. That's a good point. Let's see. I don't know if it's on here. There's a way to like do. I don't have it set up because I use
It's on the social.
yeah. Oh, here. So like if you want to post it directly, you can actually just link your Instagram, link your Facebook, and it'll go directly to there. There's a content planner, but I don't think I have it set up because I don't use it directly. I use the Facebook Meta Business Suite, but there is a feature within Canva. You can access this on the homepage as content planner, or you can do it directly from your design. But I think you have to set it up through the content planner first. So go here, click content planner, and set up your social channels first, and then I believe it will pop up saying share to, and then you can choose whatever way, and you can choose a time too, and a caption. If you directly want to post it to that, which is kind of nice, but that I have a different class on that too that I can share with you. So,
How do you compare this to the CapCut?
CapCut, yeah, CapCut's like I use both. It's targeted for video editing, so there's a lot more animations and features you can do within CapCut, but I use Canva for a lot of basic video editing when it comes to like creating, if you want to create like a new listing video really quick and put a couple videos next to each other and download as a video,
You use Canva?
you can use Canva for that. Or the cool animations and stuff, Canva is more limited, I would say, than CapCut, because this is for all these kinds of designs and features. And CapCut is literally for video editing. So
I use more CapCut, but
that's why I've used CapCut. I still use CapCut for certain things as far as like recap videos, but I've used these for like a luxury listing. We had someone in the office list like a $6 million home, wanted a ad that was running, and we just uploaded different images and animated it and downloaded it as a video, and that was what we used as the ad. So yeah. All right, well, I'm going to stop the recording here really quick. And I think we're gonna